All right, mean, median, mode, and range. A few words that we want to go over. First one being the sum. Hopefully by now we know that when we say the word sum, we mean the answer to an addition problem. So in order to get the addition problem's answer, we need to add two numbers. Well, those two numbers that you're adding together are called the addend. So for example, 6 plus 9 equals 15. The two numbers you are adding are your addends, and the number that you get as your answer is the sum. Mean means average. Okay? Mean means average. It's the average of a group of numbers. So for example, if I have the numbers 2, 5, 2, 1, and 5, I would have to get the mean. In order to do this, I'd have to add them all together, divide by how many numbers there were, and that gives me my answer, in this case, 3. Another way to think about the mean, I have 2, 5, 2, 1, and 5. Here is a display of it, okay? An illustration or picture. 2, 5, 2, 1, 5. When you're getting the mean, you're pretty much just evening out playing field. So, let's say I move some things around. Now it looks like this. Okay, that's why the average is 3, because if I move things around and I kind of even out the playing field, I end up with 3 columns. I end up with 5 columns of 3. So again, how do you find the mean? Step 1, you add up all the numbers. So in this case, I have 8, 10, 12, 18, 22, and 26. If I add them together, I get 96. And then after adding them together, you're going to figure out how many numbers you added together. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then step 2 is number the sum by the number of addends, or how many numbers you added together. So you get 96 divided by 6. And that ends up giving you 16. So the average, when it's all said and done, is 16. Mean or average of these numbers is 16. So try these on your own. Find the mean or the average of these numbers. You can pause if you'd like. Here's your answer, 13. Try this one. 1, 2, 7, 11, and 19. Pause the video real quick. Solve. Should have gotten 8. And then one more. 26, 33, 41, and 52. Pause the video. The mean here is 38. All right. Now let's talk about the median. The median is in the middle. Okay. So if I'm given a set of numbers that are in order, okay, the median is the number right in the middle. So for example, 1, 3, 7, 10, and 13, the middle number is 7. Okay. You need to put the numbers in order. Okay, it's usually easier to put it in ascending order, meaning the numbers are getting bigger, than descending order, but it's the same thing. Whether I did it 1, 3, 7, 10, or 13, or I wrote it backwards, 13, 10, 7, 3, and 1, 7 is still the middle number, okay? There's 5 numbers. It's in the middle because on the left side there's 2 numbers and on the right side there's 2 numbers. So it ends up being the middle number. So how do we find the median? Step 1, you're going to arrange the numbers in order from least to greatest. Again, if you wrote it the other way, that's fine, but least to greatest makes more sense. So notice these are not in order. If I write them from least to greatest, I get 18, 19, 21, 24, 27. Then in step 2, you're going to just find the middle number. There's 5 numbers again in this case. The middle number's 21. So your median is 21. Some of you might be sitting there going, well, what happens if you don't have an odd number of numbers? You have an even number. Then there's no real middle number, right? It's true. So what happens in that case? Well, if there are 2 middle numbers, you find the median of those 2 numbers. So you find the mean of those 2 numbers. So you're going to find the average. So in this case, there's 6 numbers, 18, 19, 21, 25, 27, and 28. Okay, since there's 6 numbers, technically 21 and 25 are both in the middle. Okay, there's 2 numbers on each side in this case. You have to find the average or the mean of 21 and 25. Well, if I add them together, I end up getting 46, and 46 divided by 2 is 23. So that is my median, okay? That is my median. So try this on your own. What is the median of these numbers? Pause the video. Remember, you should have ordered them to make it easier, and your answer ends up being 11. Let's do the next one. Pause the video, try this one. Notice in this case we have 6 numbers, okay? So when I reorder them, I notice 12 and 14 are in the middle. So I end up getting the average, which is just 13. Try one last one. I reordered it for you. This was the original list. This is the new list. Please find the median. In this case, the same thing happens, 53 and 67. You can take the average of those two, and you end up getting 60. Okay. Now we have mode. Well, the mode's the most popular in the group. It's the one that shows up the most. So if I have a list of numbers, it's the number that appears the most frequently in a set of numbers. So in this case, 1, 1, 3, 7, 10, and 13, you end up figuring out which one is the mode, which one shows up the most. Well, in this case, 1 shows up twice, so the mode in this case is 1. Try this one. Pause the video. figure out what the mode is. In this case, usually I will say you should put the numbers in order, okay? Because if multiple numbers show up more than once, it's easier to put them together by putting them in order so that you can actually count how many there are of each one. Okay? So in this case, we're going to arrange the numbers in order from least to greatest again. And it helps us see that 18 is our mode. You're going to find the number that is repeated the most. It's 18. So 18 ends up being the mode. In this example, try this on your own. Pause the video and figure it out. You arrange it in order. What do you notice? 21 shows up twice. So your mode is 21. Now, here's the thing. What happens if two or more numbers show up the same amount of times? So for example, what if we not only had two 21s, but we had two 27s? Well, guess what? 21 and 27 end up being the mode. You can have multiple modes, but they need to show up the same amount of times, and it has to be the most out of anything else. So for example, if I had 5 21s, 3 22s, 5 27s, 4 31s, and only 1 32, remember, if there's 5 21s and 5 27s, that's the most that showed up. 21 and 27 still end up being the mode. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, what if nothing repeats? Well, if nothing repeats, then you have no mode. Okay? If nothing repeats, you have no mode. Next one, range. Range is the distance between. It's how far two numbers are from each other. And how do we figure that out? Well, find that by getting the difference between the greatest and least value in a set of numbers. So for example, if I'm given this set, 1, 1, 3, 7, 10, and 13, well, the greatest number is 13. The least value is 1. 13 minus 1 gives me 12. So the range is 12. So again, when you're finding range, it makes the most sense to arrange the numbers in order from least to greatest. So if I take 21, 18, 24, 19, and 27, they're clearly not in order. I should put them in order so that I don't accidentally subtract 27 by 21. 27 minus 18 is what we're going to do next, because after you arrange them in order, you're going to find the lowest and the highest numbers. They should be at the ends. And you're going to subtract 27 minus 18 in this case. Okay, you're going to find the difference. 27 minus 18 is 9. So the range in this case is 9. So try this one. Find the range. You should arrange it in order first, and then take the largest and the smallest numbers, 29 and 24, subtract, and get 25. So the range is 25. Try this next one on your own. Pause the video. should rearrange this in order. So you get 3, 8, 11, 19, and 31. You're going to work with 3 and 31, and when you subtract them, you get a range of 28. So here your range is 28. And then finally, try this one. Please pause the video. You rearrange this, 7, 9, 23, 19, and 41. That's wrong. What's wrong with it? These should be switched. Either way, you realize that 7 and 41 are your highest and lowest numbers. You can ignore this for now. Please do not make this same mistake. 41 minus 7 gives me 34. My range is 34. That's it for mean, median, mode, and range. Some of this should have been review. In fact, most of this should have been review. If you have any questions, let me know.